Hi my friends, it's diys-by-dar, and I did get my yarn. It is the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, so hopefully I will get this blanket done, Afghan done, for my son for a Christmas present. God willing and the strength of my broken hand will get it done. The yarn that I purchased is called Go for Faux. It is a 3.5 ounce skein, 65 yards, and a number 6 super bulky. I got 3 colors, and I think the best way to really see the different coloration is from the ends. One is called chinchilla, that's this one. One is called mink. Oh, I think I got it wrong. One is called chinchilla, one is called mink, one is called Black Panther. The trick is now being able to get that loose end of the yarn out of the end of the skein, and sometimes it goes really good and you just find it. Oh, there it is. See, and now I kind of pulled out this extra bunch that I don't need, and it's just going to get in my way. You have to kind of reach in there. Sometimes a big glob comes out. I hope this is the end. Is it not? It is not. Oh no! Let's try this side. There it is. Alright, let's see. Hopefully we'll get the right end on this one. Not looking hopeful. Not looking too hopeful. Ha, there it is. Okay. We're gonna make a loop. Just make a little loop and tie it off. A slip knot. And then now we're gonna go ahead and make a chain of loops, which is basically chaining on. You grab all 3 of your pieces of yarn, pull it through, make a loop. Get my fingers right here. Go ahead and pull 3 through, make another loop. Go ahead and pull 3 through, make another loop. And you're going to continue this until you get as many that you want to get the length or the width of what you're making. I'm only going to do 9 stitches here. The blanket that I made, there was approximately 80 stitches, and it ended up being 8 foot by 6 foot. Now, since this is the first chain, the first line that we're going to crochet on, we have to go through the middle of this chain. We can't go underneath 6, because if you go underneath 6, you're going underneath the whole thing and it wouldn't look right. So you got to poke through the middle, and you got 3 on top of your finger. You pull 3 through, and you pull 3 through the 6. Find your next stitch. Find the middle. Put your finger through. Grab your 3. Now you got 6 on your finger. Grab your 3. Pull it through all 6. You got 2 stitches on. Find that next hole there. Put your finger through. Grab 3 stitches. Take the 3 and pull it through the 6. Next stitch. Find the center. Go under 3. Grab 3. Pull 3 through your 6. You can see it's working up quite fast. Nice and fluffy. And this yarn did not shed. I was really happy about that. Sometimes you'd miss a loop or they're really tight. You just have to go back and try it again. One more stitch right there. Go under the 3, grab your 3, go through the 6. Now we're just going to look at it real quick here, and starting out really nice, looks nice and flat. We've got to turn and go back the other way, but before we do that, we need to add another stitch on the top of that one, just like the loops we did. Just pull that loop through. Now you can turn it and work on it, and you don't want to go through where you put the stitches through. You go through the next one, and now we're going to go under 6 of them. So you go under 6, grab 3, take your 3 through the 6, go under 6, grab 3, pull your 3 through the 6, go under the 6, grab your 3, pull your 3 through the 6. So basically this is going to be the stitch through the rest of the whole project is this one. And when we get down to the end again on this little 9-inch scarf, we'll add on that extra stitch when we turn. I'll point it out when we get to that point. This yarn was just so beautiful, but it was difficult to work with because you couldn't see real well, visualize your stitches real well. You had to feel for them. And that's why it's a good idea sometimes to count your stitches occasionally, or you could end up with the problem. Here's the last stitch. Pulling it through, and pull 3 through your 6. Now, looking good, working up pretty fast. Now I need to add another stitch, because you can see if you just try to pull that over, it's going to start making your piece look funny. It'll start to get short on one side, and I'm going to show you what I mean here in a minute about that. Right there, you saw how it looked kind of funky. And then when you get down to this end, you can see I dropped stitches. So let's just look at this from a different angle. I'll go down to the end and cross over. Stick your finger through your original stitch 3, go under 6, grab your 3 and pull it through your 6. Go under your 6, grab your 3, pull it through your 6. Last stitch, go under the 6, grab your 3, pull 3 through your 6. Okay, we're going to add that stitch on now because we're going to turn. And then you just start the other side. Remember, don't go through that stitch that you brought that up through. Go through the next one. Sometimes if you have a really long afghan and you want to count to see where you're at, I just take clothespins and I would mark, like when I would get to 20, I'd put a marker there, which would help me to kind of keep track of where I was at with the stitches. So when you have to add yarn on here, really easy, just tie it off with the double knot and trim the corners. We get a little bit further, I'll show you kind of what that's like, but there's our corner and our side coming up. It looks pretty good, nice and even. Now I'm getting to the end of this, and you can see how uneven the one side is. You're going to have two sides that are going to look really nice and look like a nice braid, and then the other two sides where you turn is going to be a little bit rough looking. So what I'm going to tell you to do, and I love this, it works for me every time, when I get to the end of my row, instead of turning and going back, I turn and I just go down that other end that's rough, and I just find some holes that I can grab and go through, and you can see I'm kind of just finishing off the end of that blanket so it looks really nice. That's all I'm doing there. Now I'm finally to the end, so I'm going to tie off the end. And you can't just take and cut it and pull it through the 3 because it will come apart. There I'm going through my 6, grabbing my 3, and pull it right done. But I need to tie that off a bit better, or that'll just come off of there. So I'm going to tighten it down, and I'm going to cut them a little bit shorter. And tie them together around the one that they went through. That will help stabilize them. So I'm going to take that white one, and these are Fisker scissors, and they work really great with really fluffy stuff like this, but you gotta nip it closer to the end, because if you get too far down in the scissors, they don't cut well. You gotta kind of nip it closer to the end. So there I'm picking that one up, and I'm gonna go underneath it. And then I just decided to go ahead and take the black one and tie both of them off together. And this would be also like if you needed to add on a new skein, that's all you would do. Just double knot it. I think on this one I did a triple knot, just because it was the end of the blanket. If you want a triple knot, go tight, and then you're going to take and try to trim it. I didn't go as close as I should have the first time around. I didn't like it, so you're going to have to bear with me when I go and trim it down a little bit more so it matches the rest of the blanket. See them two little ends there? I'm not liking it. So I had to take the scissors to it and cut it a little bit shorter. I have the third tail left, and I just started kind of weaving it through. There they are. They need a little trimming. Much better, much better. And that last one, I'm just taking and feeding through, and I'll get to an end and probably just back tie it on one, so it can't go anywhere. Well, there's the blanket all laid out. Now I'm looking for any dropped stitches. You're going to want to look on both sides. See if you lost any stitches. You've got 3 of them when you're crocheting, and it's real easy to drop a loop. But I'm going to show you how to fix it. And you can see going around that end just finishes that blanket, and it just looks so much nicer when you do that. There's a drop stitch. Big loop. All you have to do is take your scissors and pull it taut, and you're just going to tie it off on itself. Just do a nice tight double knot. Don't make it real tight because you don't want to pucker the blanket, but tight, and it'll fit in. And then just snip above the knot a little bit, and you can see how that drop stitch just fits right in there. You're not going to tell the difference. There it is. So this was a little something that, because I showed my people online, my 200 subscribers, my wrist. I didn't show them with the pin getting pulled out yet. So this was part of my therapy for my wrist, and was something that.
So why am I open?
It's for both you guys.
If it's something for your wrist.
No, it's for both you guys.
She had to use her hand.
I did it and exercised my
Oh, I
wrist.
thought you were saying that whatever was in here was something you used.
And people that follow me are gonna want to see the end product.
Alright, hold it up.
Well, you gotta hold the box
I'm
down.
holding the box.
It's pretty big. It's pretty heavy.
You're holding it very well.
Pretty heavy.
Ow!
Was something get you on your finger?
No, I think I shoved the cardboard in the
So those
sure
pillows
she's
go
got
okay
something.
with it?
I'm sure she's
yeah.
got something wrapped in this thing.
No, I don't.
Is that
That's how
for
big
their
the blanket is.
couch or for
It's
the
heavy.
bed?
Yeah.
Well, yes.
How you okay? How tall are you, Lee?
6 foot.
Okay. So it's 8 feet by 6 feet. Afghan.
Well, hold it up.
That I finger
Get
crocheted.
out of this
I started
Yeah.
finger crocheting
Yes,
this
we can't do this.
3 days after I broke my wrist. It was my
She's been
therapy.
She's been working on it.
Your corner's
You
right
made
here.
this?
Yes.
Oh.
Do you want to know how much the yarn cost for that blanket?
Come on.
I'm gonna not want to guess because I'll cringe.
No, want to take a guess?
I can already assume.
There's
because
no way you
this
made this
is
in like 4 days or whatever.
Not 4
4
days.
days.
Well, I didn't even tell you about that till like the 20th, didn't I?
Well, I don't know. I started 3 days after I broke my wrist. Working
So
on
that's
it.
6 weeks anyways.
It's 8 foot by 6 foot.
It's big.
It's heavy. Now,